I always tell people basketball is the one game that you really cannot cheat. It will show the work that you've put in or the work you have not put in. So, one of the things I always ask these guys, are your habits today on par with your dreams for tomorrow? Have you put in the work? Have you put in the time? And it's really hard to be disappointed in your showing if you have not done that. So we try to make sure we put them through the paces each and every day to give them the best opportunity to succeed.
They're not going to want to get up and down this floor very much. So when we do get a rebound, we have got to push it. If it's not there, that's fine. Run motion and you run it to death until we get the shot that we want.
In basketball, you may do 15 different jobs on one possession, and you got to be able to switch from one to the other. Having an understanding when to do what, it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of repetitions, and it just doesn't come overnight. So you have to spend a lot of time, watching film, watching other teams play on TV. As a kid, that was something that I did a lot. I tried to watch as many games as possible. I still kind of have that same problem now. I watch a ton of basketball. It's kind of an obsession, but you almost have to be, crazy about it and a little obsessed with it in order to really understand all the nuances of the game.
You're going to turn, and then Clark's coming right behind you for Coco coming to the top. All right, if you catch it, you bury it.
Growing up, I spent a lot of time around Dean Smith. My uncle Jerry Stackhouse played for him. I was able to sit in his office, go to basketball camps, spend a lot of time around that staff, he and Coach Guthridge, and just seeing the way that they create a family atmosphere around the program is one of the biggest things that I took away from that.
You all right? You all right? All right.
Understanding that the game itself is bigger than just you. You have to do your part, but it's about the team, it's not about you. If you take care of your part and take care of worrying about what's best for the team, then your individual accolades will come. I think John Beilein at Michigan is one of the best coaches in college basketball right now. The way his player development system is run, I think he teaches the game the right way. The kids always play well, they play hard, they take care of the ball, and they take great shots, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
There you go.
And another one is Tommy Amaker at Harvard. I think he's just a super class guy, top-notch guy. He runs his program the right way. He's in a high academic environment, kind of like this. The late Skip Prosser that I played for at Wake Forest my senior year. He would yell at you and scream at you, but 5 minutes later he'd walk by and say something in your ear and you wouldn't even remember why you were mad at him to begin with. And I think it takes a unique individual to be able to do that.
Hey, you all right? You all right? Hey, we're good.
And the last one probably, my middle school coach. He instilled a lot of confidence in me to become a great player because he knew I put the work in, and I've always appreciated that about him. I think Woodberry gives you an opportunity to not only expand your basketball game, but expand yourself as a person, academically, socially, all of the above. This year's team is probably the most close-knit team I've had since I've been here, and they've kind of had that chemistry from the very beginning, which is kind of hard to do, especially having 6 new players. People don't really understand how hard it is to learn all these things, especially with the academic requirements that they have throughout the day, and we don't tend to lose sight of that. So we try not to overload them, but at the same time, we still want to give them the best preparation possible to be ready to play.
But be patient on offense. I promise you, if you will, make that motion work, the driving lanes will open up, the backdoor cuts will open up, but we got to have enough patience not to give up on it after 5 passes. All right? I'm telling you, you guys got to trust me. Teams like this do not want to play defense. They don't. They just want to get the ball and keep it. They have all that length, so they can just rebound, get whatever they need to do, and stay on offense the whole time. Not today.
We have a ton of guards right now, and we're dependent on them to take care of the ball, run us through the offense, make outside shots to open up the driving lanes for us. But I think with that comes their work ethic and their willingness to improve upon things. Being in practice and doing the ball handling drills and doing the shooting drills, you can just see the concentration in their faces and their willingness to try new things that may not be comfortable for them. And that's not always easy to do in this sport. Pushing yourself, ball handling 20 to 30 minutes every day easier said than done, you know, but we have guys on this team that actually, you know, they play other fall sports, but they're in here at 6:15 in the morning, you know, working on these things. So, you know, they're really trying to push themselves to become better, and you have to be consistent with it. You know, it can't be once in a while. It has to be an all-time thing, and I think that's what separates the good from the great.
Good, Clark. Keep moving, Coco. Hey, good job, boy. Good job.
In this program, you have the opportunity, you know, to look at schools like a Stanford, a Notre Dame, a UVA, where you may not have those opportunities at some other schools. And understood that's not everybody's dream, but to have options and to have those type of schools, you know, want you to be a part of their program says a lot about your character, a lot about who you are in the classroom, and a lot about who you are off the floor. And I think when you combine those things, it sets you up for a lot more than just the ball bouncing on the court. Been in this business for the last 12 years, you know, you have players call back 5 years down the road and say that they really appreciate being taught these things, and some are now trying to become coaches themselves, and they call back and apologize, you know, for giving you a hard time, and now they understand the things that you went through. But the player-coach relationship is a big one, making sure these kids understand that, yes, I want you to do well on the basketball floor, but it goes well beyond that. You know, I care more about you as a person than I do a basketball player. And it will always be that way. You know, once you're a part of this family, you're always a part of this family. So if you need anything, you know, I'm a text or phone call away. And so I try to make sure that these kids know that every day.